obedience to God. All right, so I know some of you may be thinking, obedience to God? So I'm just going to go ahead and be very transparent. There is no way that I could possibly tell my story without mentioning what God was doing behind the scenes in all of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and start from the very beginning. So when I felt like I wanted to quit teaching, I immediately started going into prayer, because I'm just a prayer girly. I'm going to pray about everything. And so I just immediately started praying like, God, can you please give me my motivation back? God, can you please help me enjoy coming to work again? I just asked God to please just restore my love for teaching. I kept praying that prayer. But also at the same time, I wanted to quit. I wanted to do something different. And so when I went to God about just quitting and becoming an engineer, he spoke back to me in the form of a dream. And in the dream that he gave me, he just showed me a crossroads. And as you all know, with the crossroads, you could go left, you could go right, or you could go straight. The decision is yours. And so in the dream, he showed me that crossroads. And when I woke up from that dream, I automatically knew that that dream was prophetic and the Lord was speaking to me. And he was letting me know that I had a decision to make, that I had to make this decision. And so he was just letting me know that if you're unhappy, you can quit. And if you want to do something else, you can. And I believe that that was his way of letting me know that I had to make the decision. The choice is up to you. And so, of course, we all know I made the decision to quit and return to school. So fast forward, I'm in school, and about 3 months into my schooling, the Lord gives me another dream. And before I tell you the dream that the Lord gave me, I told you I'm a prayer girly, so I always prayed for the Lord to bless me with a good husband. Lord, bless me with a good husband. Send me a good man, Lord. And so 3 months into my program, my engineering program, again, the Lord gives me a dream. And the dream that I had this time, I was about to get married. I was in regular clothes. I think I had on some jeans and a t-shirt. And there was a pastor in a robe, and he was saying, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for the marriage of Chastity." And so I looked at the pastor. This is all in the dream. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "You're about to get married." And I was like, "It's nobody here for me to marry. Like, what do you mean I'm about to get married? Who am I marrying? It's nobody standing here." And so I took the ring, because I had a ring in my hand, and I gave it to the pastor. And in the dream, he pushed the ring back at me, and he said, "You need to keep that ring because you're going to need it soon." Okay, so I woke up from this dream, and I immediately knew. I was like, "Okay, God, are you trying to tell me that I'm about to get married soon?" And so I just kept going to school, and, minding my business, studying, doing all of my work. And then about 6 months later, after that dream, I meet my now husband. And when I met my husband, it was just like, it's almost like we just knew each other. And we really liked each other a lot. And it did not, it just felt just like we just already just went together. It didn't feel like, oh, I got to get to know you, or I just felt very, very comfortable in his presence. And so I was getting so comfortable with my husband to the point where I said, let me just guard myself and let me step back, because, this is too good to be true. This man is probably going to dump me, or he's probably talking to other people. So I would just ask him, I would say, are you gonna like dump me? And he would just look at me like, what are you talking about? Because, again, my previous experiences with dating and things not working out. So I came just kind of like thinking like, he's gonna dump me. And he was just like, what are you talking about? And so I was like, okay, maybe I'm just being, crazy right now. So we continued to date. And 4 months into our relationship, we went to Costa Rica. We flew out to Costa Rica, and we had a really nice time. And we got back from Costa Rica, and then I remember, him, just saying like, so if you were to get married, what type of ring would you want? And this is after 4 months. And I'm just looking at him like, so remember I had the dream 6 months earlier, and now he's talking to me about a ring. And so I'm like, oh boy, is this God? Is this him? Is this him? Am I, like looking at my husband right now? And so I was like, I really don't know. I haven't thought about it. And, we just said, well, let's go look at some rings for fun. And so here we are, dating only 4 months, and we actually go to jewelry stores, and we are just looking at rings and trying on rings. I have never done anything like that before, but I said, hey, I'm just going to go with it because I don't know. And so we're looking at rings, and I said, yeah, if I get a ring, if I would have to say, I like this ring. So it was a ring. And now that I think about it, the ring that I chose, and this was not intentional, it was just happened to be what I chose, but it was a ring similar to the one that was in my dream when God gave me the dream that I was going to get married.